All right, everybody, here we are. Welcome back. It's Thursday. Another TAETRO live stream here for you all. Thank you for joining. I'm very happy to be with you all today. I had an exciting idea for this stream to go back to my literal most popular beat video and actually finish the music so that I can actually put it on streaming services because people have been kind of begging for that for the past 2 years since the video has been up. So thank you all for joining me today. I'm very happy to be here. I'm happy to be here with all of you. We are always live on Thursdays, making some music, checking out new plugins, talking about fun stuff with the community. You know how it goes. So thank you all for joining me today. How are you all? What's going on? Anybody buy any new gear? Anybody get any new plugins? Anybody releasing new music? Let me know in the chat. Or if you don't have any big news, just let me know what's going on. What are you drinking? We got some coffee on hand? We got some water? Are we staying hydrated? What's happening? And Yurik says, I want to know how to finish some beats I have there. Yes. I think anybody that has struggled with bringing beats to completion, finally finishing them, I think I'm going to go through what I think my process is today. And hopefully you'll be able to see that. So thank you all for joining me. Thank you all for hanging out. Samuel says, working in cars while listening in. I haven't made music in months. Try to find those 5 minutes in a day where you can do something creative. Try. Even if it's like an app on your phone where you just make like a little random pattern. It could snowball into something bigger. Amelia does bring up a good point in saying this man took 2 years to finish this beat. I'm not sure if he's the one to learn from. That's fair. I say that's fair. Eric is designing as I'm listening to this. Nice. Current Urban says I'm having trouble making my beats less monotone. They're too loopy sounding. We'll talk about that today for sure, Current Urban. How do you take because a lot of music is like that, especially modern music. Looped ideas, how to create an arrangement. It all does come down to arrangement, how to make it interesting to get your listener from the beginning of the track to the end of the track. We also talk a lot about that during track reviews. Kaylin says, first time catching the stream live. I picked up Valhalla Vintage Reverb yesterday. Excited to mess with it tonight. Awesome to hear, and thank you for joining for your first live stream. If this is your first live stream, please let us know in the chat so we can welcome you accordingly. If you're watching this live, don't forget to like the stream because it helps more people find the stream. And if you're watching this later, say hello in the comments because I would like to know who's watching later. I want to also say thank you to my members. Those are the cool people with the awesome badges next to their name. Becoming a channel member is a great way to get something for yourself, like free samples or being able to join our Discord community or get your music reviewed live on stream. That's all part of membership perks, and free members workshops as well. But you also get the cool badge next to your name, and you also support my channel, support my work, and it really helps a lot. Get your name in the credits too. I hope you all have seen that. Yurik says, it's funny because sometimes you have an idea and upload as a beat, but it stays like that. Just a small idea and no idea how to grow it. Exactly. That's exactly the case for me. My friend with the Cyrillic characters in their name, I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce that, but thank you so much for your content. Thank you so much for watching. Coleman Orenstein. Hey, what's up? Dak says, one thing that helped me with finishing tracks lately is simply tracing the arrangement of my favorite tracks while making my track. Highly underrated. It's a breakthrough moment for me. I think I understand what you mean. It's like you're coming up with melodies, bass lines, drum loops, etc., but you're already putting them in context of an arrangement, not just keeping them as loops. Hopefully releasing an album next month, says Inverted Popes. There comes a point when you have to say enough is enough. You can't polish it forever. Exactly. That's how I feel. Then Dennis says thank you. Here to say thank you for the content. Thank you for joining. Hello, OSR The Journey as well. I have to finish tracks from now on. I'm looking at full songs this year. And look, guess what, everybody? I do have a new track coming out. And I'll start this by saying I had a very great lunch with Sarah the Instrumentalist, who is dope. She's dope. We had an amazing lunch. She's a great artist, someone to talk to. Talking about releasing music, she's really like pushing me to release more. She was talking to me about her release schedule, which is freaking insanely epic. And I took a lot from that conversation. So part of that motivation is coming from this. So we got the MPK Mini here today. Of course we have the MPK Mini here today. But dare I surprise you all and say that we also have a second angle here today. Check it out, folks. We got the side angle. Never seen this side of the Lo-Fi Lounge before, eh? I guess if we get a feline visitor that pops up onto the desk, this will be a good angle for that. A little behind the scenes view. I don't know, what do you guys think of this angle? New angle alert. Watch out. Not only new angle alert, but if I hit this button, I just learned how to use this button on the streaming mixer that I've had for years. What should happen is I should just be chilling here working, and then eventually it will automatically change with no hands. It'll just cycle through different scenes, etc. I think that's fun. Oh, look, now you can see my screen. Check Joseph McCaffrey out with the gold badge. That's what you can get if you're a member for 24 months. Mio says, sending blessings to everyone to finish the track/album this year. Heck yeah. Everybody go finish your stuff. But you get it. We got the little side angle. You can see more of the Lo-Fi Lounge, more of the workstation, I guess. I can pop back over to this angle, though. It would be good. Where's the koi pond? We had to leave the koi pond behind at the Lo-Fi Loft, but if we have to, perhaps we can rebuild the koi pond at a later date. David Carr says, love you, Tater Tot. Don't know how I feel about that. Montdog says, because Ableton Live Lite is my third string DAW. What does that mean? What do you got? You got a bench? You got bench warmers for DAWs? I have like 10 unfinished beats. I'm just having a hard time getting the workflow down in Ableton. Cool. We'll talk about this. All right. We are going to get into the meat of everything. But I wanted to tell you all that I actually do have a track coming out April 3rd, ladies and gents, and I'll give you all a little sneak preview. I'll like make a bigger deal about this at a later date. But there is a Spotify pre-save link for you here. So you all are my biggest, most special supporters. I would really love it and appreciate it if you could do the pre-save. And if Nightbot shows up to work today, Nightbot will share that around too, but I haven't seen Nightbot show up yet today, which is odd. What's the bass hanging on the wall? Random Chinese-made bass from eBay that was like super cheap. Pre-save link is there. Escape. More to come on that. Just a little light tease for that today. Original painting as the artwork. I will share more about that on social and stuff in the days coming. So yeah, more's coming on that. There was something else I wanted to share. I guess, well, first of all, we can blast this out to everybody. So if you are on Twitter, if you are one of my supporters that is on Twitter, if Twitter is working today, I would definitely appreciate a retweet on this. We are live now. Important for anyone struggling to finish beats. And let's put that link. Oh god, it's like not even showing the cursor. I'm gonna tweet this right now. If you want to go over to Twitter and help me out and give it a retweet so everybody can find it, I would appreciate that. So I'm hitting tweet now. Ba-boom. It's there. An hour session? Unfortunately, I do not do hour sessions except for once a year. I do them in October. My biggest suggestion is like I got 600 videos, like really peruse through the videos and try to find some specific stuff that you're interested in or looking to know more, because I've just been talking about stuff for like 5 years on this channel. And then if you truly feel like you need the one-on-one by the time October rolls around, stick around for that. The reason it's in October is because that's when our annual charity event is, and I do the one-on-ones in like as a means of fundraising for that. Caitlin says, not sure if you've been through this before, but if you're down, could you do a real quick run through of your default mastering chain? Curious how you set that up in a new project. I can do that towards the end, even though the reason I don't like to talk about that is because I'm not a mix and mastering engineer, and a mix and mastering engineer would probably look at my chain and be like, this is bogus. Why does this person have this? But to me, it sounds good. Yum. Yum says your tutorials are great. Thank you. Amnida. Cesar, hello. Nice to see you. All right. I thought there was one other thing I wanted to talk about today. Oh, I want to say thank you all. Hey, look, Nightbot's here. Round of applause for Nightbot for showing up. I want us to say thank you so much, everybody, for having fun on last week's stream. If you didn't catch last week's stream, it was a lot of fun. I didn't intentionally pause it on this frame, but I think this kind of sums it up, this frame a little bit. My exacerbated expression when we were just kind of going through Machine and I was talking about why it doesn't work for me. Thanks for everybody who supported and had fun with that. I really did have fun, even though it was kind of like me being agonizingly annoying the whole time. And a lot of people chimed in and were like, yeah, you're right, this is super confusing. And a lot of people chimed in with their experience of yeah, I had Machine and it didn't work for me, and you're articulating right. So I appreciate that I'm not insane. What just happened? Where did the comments go? Please. And then there were just some psychopaths showing up in the comments where my policy this year is just not usually engaging with psychotic behavior. People that are not giving criticism, people that are just being insane. There's a distinct difference there, I think. A normal person like Sarah, right, who chimes in, who uses Machine like crazy, chimes in, says some positive stuff, there's a learning curve, but I use it this is a normal response. This response is fine. This response is fine. As it gets into the conversation, it kind of goes off the rails a little bit, but I left it. But I did think of a better analogy for this, folks. And if you don't know what we're talking about poorly designed gear and why we need to talk about poorly designed gear more so that we can get better gear. If we deliver actual constructive criticism to the companies, these $1 million companies, by the way, like Native Instruments, it's the only way things will get better. And the thing about Machine, I wasn't criticizing it because it's something I don't know. I was criticizing it because it is poorly designed. With Ableton Live, I love Ableton Live and I know Ableton Live, but I constantly criticize it for being poorly designed. And I thought of a better analogy for it, because a lot of people were just insane and they were like, oh, you just don't know how to use Machine, so your criticism is invalid. But that's a really dumb argument. And here's my final word on this. If you were designing a town, you could design it anywhere you want. You could put the hospital over here, you could put the gas station over here, you could put the grocery store over here. You could put all the important things in 4 different corners of the town, right? And that would be super inconvenient for everybody who lives in the town, right? So we could say that town is poorly designed. Now, if I just show up to the town, if I'm a newcomer and I show up to the town, I'm going to see all the townspeople riding around. They know where the gas station is. They know where the grocery store is. They might be, 50 miles apart or 100 miles apart, but they know where it all is. Obviously, that's an exaggeration. They might be 10 miles apart, the grocery store and the gas station. All the townspeople are going to know, oh, I got to get my gas over here and I got to get my groceries over here. That doesn't mean it's good design. That just means they know the town. If I had a map, I could get around any town. That doesn't speak to, of course, it being well designed. Wouldn't it be better if the grocery store and the gas station were kind of close to each other? That would be better design, right? So I can be a newcomer to a town and say, why is the layout like this? This is insane. While a bunch of people have lived in this town for 100 years that have just been dealing with the bad design and have learned it and have adapted their lives to live around it. they can exist too. Doesn't mean it's well designed. So that's my point about gear being well designed, right? Like, you don't have to be an expert in a piece of gear to point out some clear design flaws, which I think we did well in that stream last week, and I had a lot of fun doing it. And I will continue to do that. And if you don't want somebody who's going to be critical about gear and design, this ain't the channel for you. All right. That's enough chit chat. Oh, hello, Bishop in the house, by the way. So, and at the same time, Bishop, longtime mod in this chat, right, was there helping along with last week's stream as a machine user. Bishop did his own stream about like flipping samples in machine, which is great. You can get all the information, all the takes that you want from all the places on the internet. All right. Anyway, what am I catching up on? Miss Nadia says because of that video I found out about your channel. And that video Miss Nadia is talking about is this one. Let's watch this video, chat. Let's look back. Let's travel back to 2 years ago. My first apartment in Los Angeles. I grabbed my MPK Mini, sat on the bed by the window, did not even have a bed frame yet, and recorded this beat. Let me know if you remember this beat. Actually, sorry to kill your experience there for a second. I'm going to bring chat down here. It even says follow on Spotify, even though this track is not on Spotify. But let's change that. Of course, this track was quite controversial, if you'll remember. This video. And this track is entirely sample-based as well, so there's no instrument plugins used in this track, I believe. What's up, Rashane? The point before about making loop-based music, hopefully you can hear loops coming in and out, patterns repeating, but hopefully the arrangement is still interesting to you as a full song. Windows super dirty. Also, I think people got really triggered by the keyboard being on a pillow as well. I don't know why that was so triggering. If anybody can give me context on that, I would love to know. Oh, wow. I used to do credits when I had the patrons, when I did like Patreon, and it was so difficult to do because Patreon is a pain in the ass. Anyway, shout out to all the patrons. Oh my gosh. Look how that's crazy to think about. Because Patreon was like such a pain in the ass, it was very hard to promote. But look how few patrons there were back then, and then go watch a current video and look at the credits list. The credits list is crazy. I'm very, very proud of that. Okay, anyway, if you all remember, this beat was quite controversial because so many people popped up to say it was fake. And I'm not trying to relitigate that today. But the reason they said it was fake, the reason they thought it was fake, is because the MPK Mini, of course, you know, the pads light up red. And let's see if we can see the pads lighting up red. We, of course, cannot really, like, even if I zoom in, you can't even tell that they're lighting up. You can't tell that the controller is on looking at the screen either. And why is that, chat? Can anybody give me a reason why they think you might not be able to tell if the controller is on? Let me actually see. Can we see if the screen is on in this shot? It's actually just really... Oh, you can barely... That's a bit of a stretch. They even say the laptop is not on, which I think if you squint your eyes, you can almost see the distinction of the layout on the screen. That's true. It is fake. It's fake. It's fake. Okay, so let's say this. Let's say you did think it was fake. You were like, it's not lighting up. It's fake. It's fake. It's fake. It's fake. I hate everything. It's fake. First of all, look there. We can almost see. We can almost see live session view. I'm not crazy, right? Can you all see that? Am I imagining that in my brain? Like you can see tracks there. But let's say you thought it was fake. Imagine a world where I would film myself. Like you're watching my hands play the drums. You're watching my hands play the keyboard. Why would I mime it? Like it would be just as it would be more difficult to fake this. Like playing the notes. It's insane. Yeah, it's because of the lighting. And I did demonstrate that in a follow-up tutorial video. Let me bounce to that. So I did a whole tutorial on how I made this beat actually, which we're going to finish today. But I did start the tutorial talking about the faking it and kind of just demonstrated this where I went in the direct sunlight. Oh, wow. It doesn't look like it's lighting up. Wow. It's not lighting up. But you can hear the audio. I can show you that the track is armed. And I can show you that it doesn't look like it's lighting up, right? So you all know how it goes. Anyway, we're not really getting that today. All that is to say, this is one of my most popular. This is literally my most viewed video on YouTube. And I'm super proud of that because it's like my music, right? It's not just like a MIDI controller comparison or a track review. Like it's literally like my music. 1.1 million views. And so many people have asked about like releasing it on Spotify. Where is it? Can't find it. Blah, blah, blah. So today we're going to finish it. And luckily, since I'm so good at keeping files, I have the project file. Can you believe it, chat? I have the OG project file. Hello, everybody who's just tuning in. Thank you for joining us. If you just hopped in, I saw Steezy as fuck join. What's up? Plux Music, hello. Pillow is cringy because it looks like it would screw with velocity. This is the problem. This is the big problem. People's perception of aesthetics over what's actually happening. You saw me make this beat. Millions of people have listened to this beat and have said, I like this music. This is great music. But because it could screw up the velocity, you think it's cringy. How about we just take it for something that it is and say, oh, actually, this is dope. I don't know. It just seems like people are looking for an excuse to hate, right? That's true. It was actually Joe's hands. Hang on, out of context. No, I'm not coming for you, Plux. I'm not coming for you. Peace and love. I'm not coming for you. I asked for that. I asked someone if someone could explain it to me. So thank you, Plux, for explaining it to me. Peace and love, peace and love, peace and love. He's faking the pillow. Yeah, the pillow is fake anyway. It's not even a pillow. But we do indeed have the project file. I like to keep chat in my periphery. But it's kind of cringe, right? All right, I'll put it in the other screen. All right, we do have the project file, which I was amazed to find. It's a very simple track, right? And here's the advantage we have in trying to finish this track, which, by the way, my goal is to finish it today and get it released on Spotify, all those things. So even though I have a track coming out on April 3rd, I'll set this track up to come out after that one. Pillow is a paid actor. So my confidence in this track comes from so many people having seen it. Like it obviously speaking to people in a certain way. 1 million views. People like talking about loving it in the comments. People wanting on Spotify. So my confidence in that, my confidence comes from that, is what I'm trying to say. Luckily, we have an arrangement already. So if you're looking to finish music, arrangement is number one. We have all the musical ideas in the timeline versus all the musical ideas being here in session view. Now, this is where a lot of people get stuck in Ableton Live That's why I kind of recommend or why I at least started working in arrangement view. Because if it just stays as infinite loops, unless you're doing like a performance, specifically a performance, then you need that. You need to get into an arrangement view. So it's in arrangement view already. You see a bunch of loops. So this is speaking back to that loop question. We see this loop here, which is the guitar, right? These are guitar chops in a drum rack. This is the bass line of our track. This pretty much runs throughout the whole thing, except for this one section, and I think that's important. If you have something that runs through your entire track, like say it looked like this is a red flag to me, because you have one musical idea running throughout your entire track with no variation. So even if this is a good musical idea, you don't get the chance to miss it, or you don't give the listener the chance to miss it by taking it away and bringing it back, even though we only took it away for 4 bars here. And we have built up sections here, so let's label them. This is going to help us organizationally, but it's also going to help me demo this for you all. We have intro, add a locator. We're going to call this verse 1. And actually, I think verse 1 starts when the drums come in. So we have a 4-bar intro followed by drums. Let's unsolo that. It's acoustic sounding drums. And the first major change, I would say, comes here. And this isn't a typical this is not a typical song structure where it's like verse, chorus. So I might call this, it's hard to give these little names, but this is more functioning as like a pre-chorus. Like this is a section that is meant to lead to another section. We have the introduction of the keyboard. And then I would probably call this verse 2. I'm just using the word verse. I don't even think, what did I just do? Oh, I don't even think I would call this I don't even think there's a hook. You know what I mean? Verse 2. This is verse 2, and it's much shorter. It's only 4 bars. Oh no, okay, we can say it's... And we'll just call this, the 3rd section. Verse 3. I guess the word verse isn't great. Let's call this C. Let's go to using letters. Rename. We'll call this B. And we'll call this A. Drums, guitar, flute, and bass. Cool. Then another section where we introduce bells and vocal sample. Then a final section where we introduce guitar. And this is sort of the outro right here. None of this really matters, but understanding these points is important for what we're about to do. This is for sure the outro. And we can at least analyze our track, right? Like these 2 verse sections functionally are pretty much the same. They just add different instruments. C adds epicness because we add that guitar on top. Where is it? Right? And then an outro is where things start to fade. Like the bass is gone. Great. You understand that? So we have functional sections here. They're not just sections for the sake of sections. They are sections that add things, take away things, that build, that transition, etc. Is that clear? Sections, sections, sections. But it's how do we transition from section to section, or how do we make these transitions better? What are people talking about? Les Fuller. Hi, TAETRO. Seeing you look back at an old video made me realize that it was because of you that I bought the Akai and became Mini over the Novation as featured in your March 2018 video. That's great. I'm glad I was able to help. Plux Music says I do an A and a B section in session, then record them into arrangement and build an outro. Yes. Cyrus Soul says, just wanted to say really appreciate your videos. Although I don't use Ableton, your approach to music helps a beginner like me a lot. I'm glad to hear that. Hello, Adam Newport. Hello, Volka. Did I say hello already? All right. Thanks for everybody hanging out. This is just the baseline work. I just wanted to analyze that a little bit and show you all. It's all samples. There's literally no plugins. No instrument plugins, I should say. We do have a mastering chain on here. I know there was a request to take a look at that, and I can do that in a bit. And P says, recently bought a Mini Lab 3 watching your video. Awesome. I'm glad everybody's getting the tools to make some music. All right. How can we make this better? One thing I see is that this guitar thing is pretty constant throughout the track, even though we get rid of it here. But in that it's constant, there's no automation, so we could do some filtering. Also, between each section, we could somehow build some transitional sounds. Let me revisit the drum rack here. It's fake. Oh. Okay, anyway. We have the drums here. What I'm thinking is we don't have any cymbals, which is what I was hoping for. Let's try to find some acoustic drum samples or something that will match the tone and vibe of this. Let's try to, I guess some boom bap drum samples might help us. Let's go to type. This is Splice, by the way. Everybody always asks. Let's find drum one-shots for boom bap. I'm going to bring this down. We should try to find some cymbals. Because what I'm going to try to do is use cymbals on the downbeats, use cymbals to read up to things, etc. But I'm specifically going to be looking at these acoustic sounding drums. I like that one, but we'll have to sculpt it a little bit. It would be really easy just to grab an EDM riser or something, right? And have it go. But does that actually fit what we want? Does that fit the environment of the song? Not really. So let me first try to find some cymbal sounds, and we'll see if we can work with them. Understanding the sound of your track is really important. I hear a lot of people when they submit for a track review or something, sometimes they introduce sounds that just sound like they were you had a bag full of sounds and you just reached in and grabbed random sounds. They don't fit your genre. They don't complement your track. That one has nice width to it. And notice how I'm not agonizing over each individual sample. I'm just finding ones that kind of sound good. And I'm trying to elevate the track with these. So we're not going to use all of these probably. Come on, come back. However, we can find some use for them, I'm sure. DJ Ab McCree in the chat. I don't know why I say DJ Ab McCree every time, but it just rolls off the tongue. What's up, Ab? Thank you for hopping in and saying hello. So bottom line here is we've got some cymbal sounds which we can now use for transition. One thing I'm going to do is take my compressor and put the attack up because I obviously don't want to lose the attack of a percussion instrument. That's really important. Hello, Moongoat. Long time no see. And I'm going to bring this way down in the volume. This is a cymbal that doesn't need much low. stuff, right? So I'm going to take the lows out. We're going to boost the reverb. Hello, Zonification. What's up? Seems like we got some new people tuning in. Thanks for joining. We are finishing my most popular lo-fi beat so that hopefully we can get it out to distribution, get it on Spotify, all that, etc. Because people have been asking for it, and it's been 2 years. I never finished it, but the people have demanded it. So that's what we're doing today. So this cymbal, sticking out like a sore thumb at the moment. It's like a little too clean, perhaps. And it's a little too loud, I would say. Like even that actually fit really well, I think. I gotta turn my headphones up a little bit though, because I'm listening at a low volume. Okay, since I like that, I'm gonna keep it for now. And like, I know it seems dumb, like it seems like, wow, cool, you put a little tiny symbol there. But it's all gonna hopefully add up to being something worthwhile. Let me see what doing a reverse cymbal into that will sound like. It's a little too much, and in fact, I might change this so that it ends a little bit before that peak. We won't do a roll off like that. Sounds a little corny, to be honest. So making it a little bit shorter, giving it a bunch more reverb. What is the breather return track? It's something I don't use a lot anymore, but what it is this. It is like the highs elevated, the highs are pushed up, and a reverb, so that if you had like a very dark like vocal or something that didn't have a lot of brightness in it or didn't have a lot of top end crispiness in it, you could run it to the breather and it would add some crispy top end as a result of having this reverb on there. I don't really use it anymore though. It's because this is an old project that it's here. And I don't want to change too much of this track because, like I said, the people have kind of spoken, right? Like the people said they like it. So I don't want to overthink this. And when I got lunch with Sarah this weekend, that's one thing like she helped me realize. She was like, one day you can be this kind of producer. One day you can be that kind of producer. Just put the music out. Don't be too precious. And she's right. So I'm giving myself this stream to just do what I can. All right, so now chat, remember I said this sound is the same throughout. Since this is our intro section, can we maybe filter this? Let's have that just be a clean filter like that. All right, already that is a more interesting intro. I'm going to experiment with automating the reverb on here as well. Just putting a tiny bit of reverb. Not too much. And maybe push the dry wet a bit. So now when you land on that verse, now it feels like, okay, that A section, it feels like, okay, now we're in the song. All right, so tiny, like we're literally working on how many seconds of music here? The first 10 seconds, basically, 12 seconds. But hopefully you can all see how it will make a difference in your music, right? What did we do here? First of all, we took a sound and we did a little bit of automation during our intro section. What can an intro do? An intro can be filtered. It can be in a different space, whatever. We built a transitional sound in and transitional sound on the landing. And that's going to help build tension and release, bring the listener into a new section, right? Okay, so that transition section is a little dull. What can we do in this transition? And when I say transition, we're still in the A section, right? But we introduce the bass. Is there anything we can do to make that a little more interesting? And I think yes. Now, instead of this time using a transitional sound, let's do a variation on the drums. And by variation, I mean, let's just land... No, here. Let's have this snare hit be the last hit. Let's have it be beat 4 there and create a gap in the drums, which is kind of like some of this transitional stuff is like how you throw a basketball, like you shoot a basket, it goes up in the air and it lands. But that moment in the air, that tension, that moment of momentum makes the landing impactful. So here we have the... Do you get that? Like making that gap in the drums makes it like 2, 3, shoot, land, right? It kind of like helps us move forward. Baller shot caller, says Bobby Limes. Yes. What sound is that? Talk. I don't know what that means. It's all these drum samples. Oh, that is in the snare. I mean, in the kick. Here's a mixed question. Is the bass too wide? Let's hear it. I think the bass is like a little too wide mix-wise. You can definitely hear it when I switch it to mono. It was also a little bit too loud, so I took care of that. I didn't fully make it mono, but I did pull down the stereo width a bit. Let's see if we can give it a little bit of a push on the low boost. I think that sounds good. I don't know if I'm fully prepared to make it just straight up mono. But I think a little bit less width is good. Steezy says sounds good. Thank you, my friend. Thank you. All right, let me check this really quick. I do think there actually needs to be a sound there at the bottom. And what I want is a little bit of, instead of a cymbal, which we'll come back to those other cymbals, what I really want is some like effects. Let me get rid of cymbals, get rid of drums. Let me see what's under effects when I search boom bap. I'm not gonna want like record scratches. Ooh. I'm going to take that. I think that's a little bit too far out for what this beat is, but I'm wondering if that can actually work, if it sort of fits the vibe. Hello? Hello? I almost want like something that's like a dubby kind of sound, not that. Not a siren, but something close to a siren. Something like that. That is kind of what I was thinking. Let's grab that. That might be a good sound too. So this is something I've referred to in the past called bells and whistles. And this is a huge part. It's a huge part of making your music sound finished and not just a bunch of loops. And that is one of the things that kept me from releasing this music. It wasn't finished. Like, it was good enough to put out as a video and a performance and people love it, but it's not quite finished, right? And then the other side of that is like, well, damn, the audience is saying it's finished. The audience is saying they listened to it on repeat already, so. All right, I think we have enough. I don't think we need to add any vinyl crackle or anything, but let's experiment with these noises that we added here. I'm gonna throw this down here. I'm gonna throw this down here. I'm gonna throw this down here. Let's change this color to like green or something so it looks different than our symbols. That will just help me stay sane. Ben asked about time shifting the bells. Perhaps, yes, we can do that. Let's see what fits though. I think this is the sample that was closest to what I wanted. But this track has reverb on it, which we don't want. I really think that can work well for this. Let's see if it fits right there on the downbeat. Bells and whistles, folks. Bells and whistles. Let's play it in context. It's a little strange, but let's work with it. Let me see if I can bring it down some. I'm gonna bring it down some semitones. And what I want it to be like more floaty. Let's add a delay. A little bit faster delay. All right, but that kind of takes away from the alley-oop shot feeling of it. I want that complete silence there. Not complete silence, but in the drums. Instead of bringing it down, I'm going to bring it up in pitch. Let's try that. Wait. Not horrible. Interesting, I would say. Perhaps on the delay, we bring a little dry wet down. It's just a little too airy. I think if this didn't have like this natural reverb on it, it would fit. So I'm going to abandon that idea for now, but I think I have a better idea of what I'm looking for. Let me just hear what this sound is. That might fit. It was a little too long. Let's fade it out faster. I don't need the delay on that. I think that's fine. I'm going to leave that as a placeholder. I don't want to spend too much time on it. I want to dig back into Splice though and kind of reverse engineer what I'm looking for. I'm going to stay in effects, but I'm going to get rid of this search term. I'm going to go to genre. I guess I could just stay, if I stay in hip hop in general, or even if I go to R&B, I might find something interesting. I'll check the down tempo box too, just for fun. See, that's what I'm not looking for. Now we're getting further away. Even though that sounds like a spaceship, which is specifically not the vibe of this song, let's see if we can get it to a point where we can use it. I think it can be. If we can get it to sound like an old radio, we can do that. Because this is a lo-fi sort of boom bap-ish beat. And that's probably it for now, I think. Super hard, but being particular about these kinds of sounds is what will make your music kind of unique. Hello, Dustin. You're not quite an hour late, I don't think. Wow. That's a lot. Oh, sorry, chat. Did we lose connection for a second? I think we're back. How long were we down for? We're back. Thank you, Pilgrim of Light. And thank you, Dustin, for joining. I guess, yeah, we have been going almost an hour. Wow. All right. So like, let's try. Let's just try. So it needs to be put into a space. It's too dry and electronic. It needs all those highs cut. It needs to come way down in volume. And you know that second half where that is what I'm looking for. That second half. There we go. I'm going to start it a little later so the pitch is a little lower. And I think I'm happy with that. The one thing I will experiment with, though, is putting the delay on there. There we go. Okay, man. But do you see like this level of detail? Hopefully you can all understand, at least for me and my approach, this level of detail towards this bells and whistles stage is really important. And like, I think what happens most of the time is we make a piece of music and we're just straight up exhausted. Like after making the music, writing the melodies, bass lines, doing the arrangement, everything. So there is this second stage where you're like, okay, the music is written, but now let's bring it over the finish line. Let's check this out. I didn't mean to put that there, but that's cool. That gets us to the point. I think we got to do, even though we have a new instrument here, in these 4 bars, we can do something different. But since I just heard that bell and I kind of liked how it sounded, I'm going to play with it a little bit because I wanted it exactly to come in here during this pre-chorus. It kind of fits quite well, no? Like we might have to lo-fi it out a bit more, but... lo-fi it out, and I want more. So like, let's add the delay to it and maybe ping pong it. Beautiful. Okay, a couple of things for this section. What is the purpose of this section? It's sort of like this. It's for sure a transitional section, right? We again have this moment where the guitar sample is still playing, but similarly to the intro, which the intro is another transitional section, we have an opportunity to pull some frequencies out. Let's just pull lows out of that because we already lost the bass there, so... That's already going to a delay. I'm going to push it a little further. Now to make this slightly more psychedelic. Give me one moment. All right, on that thought. To make this slightly more psychedelic, the flute is there kind of in the background behind this keyboard, but let's make the flute float around our brains. Let's use deliberate auto pan. I think this is an important lesson. Some of you all like to just throw auto pan on for the sake of auto pan. Let's use it in a deliberate way. Let me get out of the way for you. See how slow it can go. I like that. It's subtle. Let's hear it in context. In fact, I would even say let's throw this to a bit more delay. No, that is not the time for a return delay. Let's instead put a delay on here. Kind of a similar ping-pongy thing. Let me hear this. Good. We definitely don't need as much feedback or as much dry wet. Good, because we're out in space for this section. I'm going to automate this delay so it is only on here. This automation is a part of the bells and whistles stage. Now, if I'm being honest, this is too much reverb. Well, I'll bring the room size down and I'll leave the dry wet up. How about that? I'm also going to analyze this and just try to find a frequency that's bothering me. I'm going to loop that for a second. So this is important for your mix. I'm just scanning through, finding a harsh frequency. That might be it. Something's just making it a bit too heavy. But that is not the frequency to pull. That helped a bit. Even just cranking the reverb and pushing the sound further away, I think is going a long way. Let me pull the volume down too. And double check this. That note gets nailed. Let's bring that down. And I think in general, these last notes, I was probably playing poorly. And I was probably hitting them too hard. So let's bring that down. What's up, Yusuf? Stuff, I don't know what polyphia is. Alright, I'm super happy with that. I'm very happy with that section now. Bit of filtering, bit of like mix adjustments in that transitional sound. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say perhaps some delay will work there too. Not as intense as on the flute probably, but let's see. right, great. Have you heard of Gavin Maguda? No, I have not. Crazy Connor. Chadwick Ryder says Tim Henson is a creative guitarist. Cool. Some might say it's because of the pillow. Great, we're going to blame everything on the pillow. TAETRO beats rock. Thank you, Yusuf. Nikolai says hello. Hello, Nikolai. Great, and then going into the B section. So I already started doing this here, but doing this little muting gives us a nice variation on the drums. What I think I want to do is take it to the next level and do the exact same thing, but for the bass. So it seems like we're just muting on the 4th note. This variation is perfect. I'm glad it's like, sometimes I look back, I'm like, dang, I did a smart thing back then. Okay. Before we go any further there, the vocals, I gotta put the reverb what did I just do? I gotta put the reverb before the EQ. And I gotta just turn down the reverb. Just take out some more lows. And we can add a bit of delay. That ain't the delay though. So what I'll do here is I'm going to duplicate. No, I can't do that, right? Let's insert a new return track. Let me grab basic delays rack and put it on return C. I want more of just like a steady echo there. We are looking at return C. Just a slight little echo there, I think makes it nice. I think these are a little too loud. I put this filter here. I'm still evaluating Pro Q3. That sounds a lot cleaner. Great. But here in this moment, okay, cool. Sorry, I went down the rabbit hole a little bit there. That vocal is fine. This delay, however, I am going to lower the feedback, which is like the amount of delays that we're ending up hearing. Where is this delay, by the way? 1, 2, 3, 4. Feedback down. Hello, Dumbo. Hens Beat says, nice vocal chops. Thank you. I love vocal chops. Oh, that's the random sound that I'm hearing. It's this. All right, we don't need that. Oh, okay. I do that on accident all the time. Okay, anyway, turn that off. We just review where we are. We transitioned from this pre-chorus section. What? Wait, did I just catch... Oh. I put the bass there. What did I do, chat? What happened? I have to undo a bunch of things. Do I know what I did? I do not. Okay, I shifted a bunch of stuff. All right, don't panic. We've solved it. I don't know what I did. Chat, you're all supposed to be watching me and making sure I don't do dumb things like that. Now I just have to go back into that delay and turn the feedback down. When in doubt, always Control Z. Exactly. All right, back to my original idea, which was to match up this muting on the drums with the bass. And then I have another idea on top of that. Oh, I already did that, actually. Now, you notice how I straight up muted or like turned off the bass there? I didn't do that with the drums originally. I just cut them. What that's doing is allowing the sound to ring on. I'm going to see if it makes a big difference turning it off. Okay, Dustin. Save, save, save. Save, save, save. We get it. I have to save. Oh. That's crazy. Save. All right. Whew. Thank you. Okay. Actually, that sounds quite different, right? I had an idea there. That was pretty drastic, but I'm actually down to do it where we cut the guitar as well. It's only the vocal there. Great. And because it's not perfectly quantized, I gotta take this note. Do that so I don't catch the very beginning. My loop bracket is not aligned with the bar. I think it is, right? What is that for a plugin? What is that for a plugin? All right, we're catching a note there. Do you all hear that little click? We just have to make sure. It's gotta be that bass. Highlight this. It's gotta be. Where is it, chat? Ah, there it is. Do you see it? Get it out. All right, try this again. Just cleaning that up. That's good. But one more layer of that is taking the vocal chop there and doing a little filtering. For this, instead of automating that EQ, I am going to use an actual filter. I think it's going to be this. I'm going to see if motion is fun, if motion sounds good. But if it doesn't sound good, we'll just get rid of it. Okay, hold on. I'm going to turn my bar line on so we can do this. Boom. Okay, and the other important part of that is only having this on here. I don't like the motion because there's just not enough time, I think. But let me make it more drastic and see if I'm wrong. Let me test that theory. I think motion could work. I'm going to play it from further back, more context. I'm not 100% sold. Stuff said you should make a series where you review our beats. Who's gonna tell him, chat? Who's gonna tell him? Nightwolf, hi. All right, I don't like the motion. I've decided I want just still. This also plays into that idea of like the shooting the basketball shot. It's the same effect. Different technique, same effect. I didn't agree with the panning there. Past self did a bad job on that. Yo, Nightbot coming in crazy with responding to stuff. And Chadwick Ryder, of course. I want to wash that glockenspiel out sound a bit more. Now I realize that the auto pen, I needed to automate it so that it only turns on during the bridge because I heard it come back in and there it was. All right, let's take a little break, chat. Chat, how are you doing? How is this process? How is watching this? I need a slight moment of reflection to drink some water and talk to you all. Let's kick back. The problem with this is I can't look at the screen while we do this, but a little different angle for you all here. Let me pull up chat so I can read. How are y'all doing? The mellower bells. Yes, making it more mellow. There's some German happening in the chat. We love to see it. I like your music and you taught me a lot of music theory. Thanks. I'm happy to hear that, Nightwolf. Your studio looks nice. Thank you, Stuff. I appreciate that. I was going to fire up Ableton, but my brain has seized up, so I'm watching you. Hey, hopefully by the end of this, you can be motivated to go make your own music. How about that? If there are things, chat, and I would love to hear your all's take on this, but how are there things that like inspire you, like you watch a video or you do something, maybe exercise, whatever it is, and you're like, dang, after doing that, I automatically want to make music. Like it's super motivating. What are those things? How long have I been making music? A long time. Probably 15 years or something. It's a beefy mug. I don't think it's that beefy. It's just kind of like a ceramic mug. TAETRO stream for sure motivates. Love to hear that. Love to hear it. Sometimes I hear a track and I want to deconstruct it to understand the process. Yes, you should do that, Indy. You should do that. We did a whole workshop on that. Very useful. That's my favorite members only workshop that we did. And it's up on the channel. If you want to become a member or a VIP member, $5 and you get to watch that workshop. It's 2 hours long and it shows you the exact process of how to do that. It's great. When I find someone doing something that sounds nice and I get an idea to apply it in my own stuff, yes. Hearing another inspirational musical idea for sure helps. I watched this K-drama that really toggled my emotions, and I was inspired to recreate the same effect with my song I'm making chilling. What K-drama was it? Spill it. Spill. Don't gatekeep. Come on. Bobby says singing lessons fire me up. That's awesome that you're taking singing lessons. Dev said definitely inspired me to open up an old project and finish it. Yes. And you know what? It's a chain of inspiration. Getting lunch with Sarah on Saturday was like the inspiration for me to open this project back up and finish it. So if I can pass that on to you and you pass it on to somebody else, whatever, that's great. The most important response I'm waiting for is Chilling to tell us what K-drama they were watching. Do you do much in the way of two-step beats? No. Ray says, my English is not good, but I'm studying hard. What's your first language, Ray? Struggle gluing those sounds together? Well, first of all, good sound selection is important in the first place. That will help you. So sometimes we just like are lost in the woods in the dawn. We just add stuff to the project. And it's just random. And it's very obvious when it's just like, oh, you pulled this synth, this synth, this synth, and you didn't really think about what picture you're painting. So that's important. Sound selection number one on that point. But then some of the stuff we're doing now with the transitional sounds and stuff, that will also help. The drama is called Soundtrack Number 1. It's a mini-series consists of 4 episodes. I am going to check that out. Would you consider this lo-fi? And what are the elements of lo-fi? I don't know. I don't really like to squabble over the genre stuff. I think in the lo-fi community, that's happening a lot too, where like people are tweeting things out like, oh, there's a lot of not lo-fi on these lo-fi playlists. It's like, who freaking cares? It's part of a similar ecosystem. So I don't know. Low fidelity, right? Doesn't have frequencies above 10 kilohertz. Is that the qualification? I don't know. Cockrell says, started using Ableton from 1 month ago. Your tutorials helped me a lot. Regards from Argentina. Love to hear it. Ray speaks German. Got it. We got a lot of different people that speak different languages, and I'm here only able to speak one language. This camera angle is dope. I'm glad you like it. I've had like this other camera set up for a while. We've done other experimental stuff. Like we've done the couch cam. But at least we can have this angle here. Dustin said lo-fi equals a low pass filter. I guess you could say that. Homie angle. Interstellar lo-fi playlist, Corey Simmons asked. I bet there's something that exists like that. And if not, that's such a niche thing that people would love. If you created a bunch of like interstellar inspired lo-fi tracks, it'd probably blow up. Adam says, I would like to know what you think about my music. The best way for you to get my thoughts on your music is to become a member. And when we do members track reviews, we do track reviews every other month. You can submit your music. Have you come across a YouTuber by the name of Stranger? He is all Ableton, really good tutorials. Yes, I've seen his stuff. POV, we are your cat watching you stream from the couch. Exactly. Would you know of a good DJ program? I don't do any DJing, unfortunately, so I'm not the person to ask. Kashara says, I'm from Sri Lanka. Big fan. That's awesome. Hello. I'm actually making my first space-themed loop pack. Keep us posted on that. Christopher Ortiz would love to check that out. Okay, folks. We're going to get back into making this track, working on this track. I want to say thank you all for being here with me today. I appreciate it. If you're watching this live, please make sure to like the stream. It helps more people find it. Also a reminder that I did an upload. I uploaded a video on Tuesday. So if you haven't watched that yet, check it out. I talk a lot about tape recording and sampling. And it's a very fun video. I put a lot of effort into it, so check it out when you get a chance. When we're done streaming, of course. Add it to your watch later. And as usual, if you want to support the channel, if you find my content helpful, subscribing and liking is great. If you can, becoming a member is even better, and you get a bunch of perks along with that. So if you want to become a member, join the crew. That would be fun. So let's get back to it. We're back in the project. We're back in the project, folks. Let's get it. Where did we leave off? A good refresher. Let's go from the beginning and review what we've done. We've done some filtering, some acknowledging these sections. Cool. I think that's about as far as we got. That's about as far as we got, right? So one thing I noticed here is some automation can happen. Since this is no longer the focus, the guitar needs to come way out of focus during this section. So let's automate this down. I'm just going to automate the volume a little bit. We'll bring this down probably around 5 dB. That's fine. All right, it's all fine. I think that's just poking out a little bit too much. It could be the filter resonance. But I also wonder if this should just be a band pass. Why am I struggling? There we go. Yeah, that's better than it being that super bright sound, but let's make it a little higher. Stuff until you if you're running up against the problem of you're feeling the limitations of live light, it's time to save up and potentially upgrade. But also it's you have to work within your limitations if you can't do that. So if you only have 8 tracks, that means you're getting stuff done, balancing it, and then combining tracks as if you had an old tape player. That's what people did back in the day with that limitation, right? So you have to work within your limitations or you have to upgrade. But I'm willing to bet until you release 10, 20 tracks that you've made within your limitations, don't complain about your tools, If you're always looking out and being oh, if I had that, I could do this. If I had that, I could do this. You've already lost. Okay, a bit of automation here as well. I think this is staying too far in our face for too long. Let me see if this is too jarring. Yeah, it can't be that drastic, unfortunately, but I do want to bring this down, like maybe 1 or 2 dBs in this section. And that's also a case for just bringing up the glockenspiel a bit here as well, so it can take over. I also want to check something because I'm hearing something weird. Not there. Not there. That's what it is. So that sample is hanging over and it should not be. I'm just going to turn that off. Wait, why? Oh, because it's so low. I wonder if a little bit of auto filter magic, not like that, but like a little movement on that vocal in that section would be helpful to make it not so monotonous. I think that's the name of the game. Keep thinking like how to make this less monotonous. Yeah, that's way cooler. All right, and before we get into that last section there, let's take a look at this part of the B section. Let me think about this carefully. I'm going to bring this down here. These instruments are not tuned. Can you tell? All right, that sounds horrible at the moment, right? But bring this gain down here. Just something a little bit to reinforce that flute line and make it a little bit different there in the end. Bion, yes, says some of the most simple tracks are some of the best tracks. I quite agree. Okay. Holy frequencies, Batman. All right, this is, I don't know what that weird automation is about. I'm going to regret having edited this now, though. All right, that's blasting. We have too many low frequencies. We have too much reverb. Hear this in context. Alright, I understand now why I had to make it big. Okay, and now since we had a break from that vocal sample, it will not be too jarring if I go in and just totally bring the volume way down here. It can still be there, but it needs to come down. I think also bell's got to come down there. Okay, cool. Let's experiment with something. I'm going to duplicate that guitar track. Let's group this for now so we can control the overall level. Let's push one right, one far right, and one far left. I don't know if this is exactly the sound I want to go for, but we'll see. Then I'm going to use track delay to just move one of these slightly off time. Let's hear this. Kind of like how that's sitting. It puts it in its own place. But I wonder if we just need less sidechain on this. Okay, I know why I did that because of the nature of the samples, but what I need to do is this. All right, I duplicated those two things just to get rid of them and put that last clip there. The reason that exists, chat, is because of the way the samples are and the way that they play out. So there's one sample there at the end that can play out properly. Good. There's a weird frequency in there. I don't want to overthink it. It's in that sample, I think. All right, I'm not solving that problem right now. I never think to automate sidechain from section to section. Yeah, I didn't so much as automate it there because this instrument exists on its own in its own section. But I think in general, it just needed to be sidechain less. All right, here. Here, I think we start to filter these drums out. We're in that outro section. Movement filtering is welcome. So even though it's doing its own sort of natural filtering by taking out certain elements as it goes. But I also see more places for, I see another place for cymbals coming up. So let's hold that thought. We kind of stopped doing the transitional sounds, but we can definitely bring them back in. Now, what does this section sound like filtered on the guitar? There's a simple there. All right, I think maybe it might work. I want to hear this in the opposite direction. Instead of low pass to high pass. I like the low pass better. Let's automate that. Frequency. This doesn't have to go too low. Flatline it a little bit. And let's automate the on off, of course. Well, I'm going to actually want that to happen in perpetuity. Boom. There is some weird ass frequency in there that we have to get rid of. It's like in the sample. Like I almost want to just get rid of that. Oh, I know why that happened. Because that's not really there. It's just this. Like there's a note I want to take out and I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it. All right, let's do this, chat. I'm not going to be able to do it this way. I'm looking for a specific frequency. Actually, did that actually help? Not really? Okay. Here we go. What will I need to start producing music? We got you covered here on this channel, Jalen. First, you need a subscription to the TAETRO channel, completely free. Then you just type in music. No, not type in music. Type into YouTube how to start producing music in 2023 or how to start making music in 2023. I got the video for you. I didn't solve the problem that I wanted to solve. Let me check why this is even a problem. It's just like a bad sample. And if I do this, that's all. That is gonna kind of solve my problem there, and I can do it here because these notes are isolated. Fade that out. There's just a weird tone in the tail, chat. So if you're confused, if you don't know why I'm spending all the time on this, maybe you couldn't hear it. But that solved my problem. That works so much better. Woo! All right, that was agonizing. Okay, we are lacking in our transitional sounds and our cymbals. So we have some stuff in the junk pile over here. But let's rely on something we already have and we've already deemed usable. And let's use this kind of in-out cymbal thing again somewhere. Where is a good spot to use it? Maybe here. Spot that needs some love. Let's expand this. Kind of an odd place for a cymbal. It's not too bad. I don't hear that reverse one though, so I don't think we need it. Next part is here. Okay, so the thing I do want to do, let me check these samples. That's what I want. I want to start introducing a ride pattern in this part. Just a very simple ride pattern. Before that, a little bit more motion on the rhythm side of things. So let's try this. This is very simple. I'm just gonna lay out this insanely simple pattern here. We're gonna use a delay to make it sound more natural. And let's test this. Let's test my idea. Delay, 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 delay. All right, cool. But I don't want to bring that in too bright and too loud too soon. And I do want to get that reverb in there to soften it a bit. It shouldn't sound so close to us. We gotta keep that rocking for the rest. Let's see if we need on C. That's way better. And I might even put that here too, because I like how that sounds. Get rid of that one. Good. All right. See, I had to make a new one of those reverse cymbals because I needed to be louder. Okay, I'm thinking about bringing that in here. It's a little too much. Now, this sound is so special, this bell sound, and works so well in that moment. I'm very cautiously thinking about using it again. Should I use it again, chat? It does sound good there. going to pull some lows out of the main guitar sample here, as we've kind of been doing. I am also going to filter it down, perhaps over time. This section, I'm going to bring this volume down again. I might even do it for this whole thing. Start to slowly just let that become part of the backdrop instead of a main focus. 100 times better. Outro. Oh, but some automation we have to fix. That's the guitar kicking back on, right? Yeah, let's make sure we adjust that. I'm feeling really, really good about this track. The last thing that I would like to add is a little field recording in the end, in the beginning, because you know that's what I like to do. Let's create an audio track. I see lots of talk in the chat. Sorry, I will catch up with you all when we put these final touches on, and you can all let me know what you think. I see a lot of talk about people considering getting Ableton, etc., etc. I want to let you know that I'm an Ableton affiliate. So the first things first, that there is a 90-day free trial of Ableton Live. You can try it completely free for 90 days. What I will also say is next week, next Tuesday, I will be continuing my Ableton Live for Beginners series. Parts 9 and 10, which part 9 will be next week and part 10 will be the week or the month in March. That's going to be the final kind of end cap of that series. And it's going to be a kind of uncut process video, you watching me work through making a track. If you get the trial now, you should be able to follow along completely with that ending of that series. So that's a good thing. The thing I wanted to remind you all of is that I am also an Ableton affiliate. So if you use my link in the description to buy Ableton, it helps support the channel. Just something to consider that applies to buying Ableton Push, any version of Ableton, or packs, anything on the Ableton store. Link is in the description where it says like My DAW or something. I think that link is in this description. If it's not in this description, it's on the description of my other videos. But just so you know, that's another way to support the channel. If you're thinking of getting Ableton Live, not selling it to you, you watch me work with Ableton Live every day. I don't think I need to sell it to anybody. I think y'all are pretty convinced. Or not. Like you all have made a decision one way or another just by watching me. So I don't feel the need to sell you on it. Now I said all that and then I forgot what I was doing, which was adding field recordings. Some birds. I like the birds and stuff because it implies a nice, bright, sunny day. Right? I do like adding a little bit of reverb. Do I keep that? Chat, what do you think about that louder bird? It happens right before the beat. I thought we were going to make it through. But that one loud bird, is that too jarring for you? Think about it. We'll come back and we'll listen to the track front to back in a moment. The other place I like to throw the field recording is here in a bridge or like a more mellow section. So let's do this. I like that. I might. And then for the outro, of course, we need birds in the outro. Fade out before that sound. Okay. I wish we got a little more of an ending there. A little more of a held note there. Let me see if I can get something out of this reverb. And you know, a solve for that might actually be to pull lows out here so that's not so obvious that that note ends. Okay. I won't be too precious about this ending. And that's where it's going to end. Chat, I think we're done. I think I'm committed to being done with this beat. And if I can, I'll just show you that mastering chain because I mentioned it before. We've got an EQ. We've got J37 by Waves, which is like this tape emulation. We've got a gentle limiter. And we've also got OTT, which is a multi-band compressor. Saving it. Okay, one edit here I want to make at the end. Let's properly land there. And that bass, instead of hanging like that, needs to fade before the chord changes. 2, 3, 4. right, yeah. Bass needs to be at 0 by bar 38. What are the takeaways, chat? Takeaways from this process that you'll apply to your process. I would love to hear what's stuck. Bells and whistles, yes. You see how the bells and whistles just completely elevated this, and they're not like a huge. It's not like you'd point to them and be like, "That's the highlight of the track," but it is something interesting. Corey Simmons says, "Be meticulous." Yes, I mean that's to go from good to great. I'm not saying like things have to be complicated and overanalyzed to be good, but I think there is a certain thing if you watch enough artists and their process. What I've seen from pros, people that I look up to, is they are fine. They have learned to finely adjust things. Christopher says, phone mono, it sounds good. I like to hear that. Actually, what does this track sound in mono? It loses a bunch of its magic, but I guess that's fine. When is this going to be available? We're going to shoot for April, Morphine. We're going to shoot for April. I'm going to have to do cover art for it, or figure out some cover art. And get the release already. I have another track that I'm really excited about that I'll be talking more about in the coming month called Escape. That is coming out April 3rd. The pre-save link has been popping up in chat from Nightbot and stuff, so it would really help me out a lot if you pre-saved that. There was something I wanted to do, and I can't remember what it was. Oh, I want to experiment with one last thing that I think is possible, but not necessary, which is doing some master beat repeat stuff. Let me show you what I mean. Put this on the master. This is not the master. Boom, put it here. I am going to try to use my MPK for this, if it will work. I have to check it in the preferences. One moment. I just want to try to improvise over this with some people want it all. With some beat repeats. I can't talk and use my brain at the same time. Jeez, I'm struggling. There we go. Now, boom. All right, now we can control the beat repeat. But mostly in this last B section, of course, Joseph McCaffrey wants to come chime in and complain that we're taking too long. Peace and love, peace and love. No, I don't think that that's the vibe for this. I can tell within 5 seconds of doing that it is not the same. I'm at the airport. That's so crazy. That's so crazy. That's so crazy. Okay. Jeff says, I bought a plate of mashed potatoes. Oh, sup, people? I'm tuning in fashionably late to the party. You brought a plate of mashed potatoes. Yes, you should have enough to share with the class. One more listen through, chat. On a mastering point of view, it sounds fine. The excuse that I have is like, listen, people have already listened to this a million times and said that they like it, so I'm not going to do the thing where I check the mix 500 times. We could do this. Now it's lo-fi. I'm super happy with it. I am super happy with it. I had one last note that I can't remember what it was, but I feel like it was something here. I was just very distracted because Jeff was like, his revelation was like, let me put on my custom JM edition headphones. And Jeff said, was that a sponsored chat message? I thought that was very funny. Was it something here? Ah, I know what it is. All right, so I like that LFO on the auto filter. I like that. However, it's also random. So the last time we played it through, I did not like it. So what I want this to do is start from open. So basically what I'm saying is now what I'm going to do is automate it myself instead of allowing it to do its own thing. So we would go down like this. How low is that? We can go pretty low. Options, curve it. Something like this. Good. And then one more downward filter. Fearless says, be proud, dude. Learned so much from your videos. Keep up the good work. Thank you, my friend. Thank you for the reminder to be proud. No Nom says, no. All right, that's better. That makes me feel safer. How do you curve the automation line? Good question. If you're hovering over the automation line like this, let me just do it here. So let's say you have like a straight automation. If you hold options, I assume it's like Control or Alt on Windows, you can now bend it. All right, that's how you know we're getting like a psycho. But you can see that when I'm highlighting it like this, and then I hit options, you see that curve. Show them the curve. That's what they say. We're done. We're done. We're done. I repeat. We are done. think we could add a woo there. I think we could add a woo there, said Amelia. Any other suggestions, Amelia? Okay, I feel good. Miss Nadia, let me know if you want to do the artwork for this. If you have a concept in mind. I think it's obviously like sunny day. Sunny day, lo-fi, chill, hot beat. You get the vibes. Send me a message. Send me a price. And we'll make it happen. More bird. All right. Thank you all for making suggestions. However, I just have to call it done. I'm happy. I'm at a point where I'm happy with it. I'm going to listen to it on speakers for a second. Gonna make a change for once in my life. Gonna feel real good. Gonna make a difference. Let's not get claimed. All right. I'm noticing that there is not like a very subby kick at all. I'd like to change that. This kick is like so strange, but people love it. So I'm not going to fight the love. I'm going to love the fight. Just going to get a kick with a bit more low end. Put it here. I'm going to take the high frequencies completely out of it. Honestly, I think that this could even have more low end. I want to see where this is resonating. Versus this. It's hard to even think that is a kick. Do you master everything yourself before publishing? Yes. If I could find a person that would mix and master all my music that was really good, I would pay them handsomely. Boom. Do you all hear the difference? Off. On. Mecha Ripper seems very confused. Yo, TAETRO, is there any way you could do this for a living? What do you think? I'm going to go do a shift at Target after this? What do you think I'm doing? Do you mean, is there any way you could do this for a living? Of course I think that. There's a million different pathways for doing this stuff for a living. My pathway is simply one pathway. You build a community You provide people with excellent resources and value. So the community forms. Then since you have that big community, people want to get in front of that community. Those people that want to get in front of the community also happen to be the people who make the things that I use to make the music every day. So it's this like huge cheat code where I just want to make music and art and like be creative all day. The tools that I use to do that cost money, but I have this community. So now, of course, that community will help and support me, but also the people who make the things that I use every day get to pay me to get their eyes in front, to get me to put their stuff in front of my community and talk about it. It's like this crazy, crazy cheat code. You have to be done. Tommy said we should add shakers, and that's how I know we should be done. We will not be adding shakers. I am done. I am over it. I could have released the track exactly how it was, and people would have loved it. And that's important. There's always stuff to do. There will always be more. There will always be a suggestion from somebody else, and they might be a good suggestion. Okay, done. Let's export this. There will always be a suggestion. Like perhaps shakers could work. Somebody said vary the kick. Perhaps that could work. Can you all help me title this, by the way? Like what comes to your mind with this track? Or a title. Help me. I'm not going to title it right now. I'm just going to type final into my thing. Final V5. Yeah, exactly. I'm going to finish that point, which is that there are times when you feel like you could just keep adding things and keep finishing things and continue to add and add and add and add and add. At some point, you got to call it done. And that is the lesson I'm trying to demonstrate today. Yes, I could spend 5 more months on this. This track has the luxury of being heard so many times and people saying that they like it, that's what gives me the confidence to say, okay, I can basically do anything. I can slightly improve this track, but I'm not going to spend days on it. I'm going to spend whatever 2 or 3 hours we were live so far to finish it. And when it's done, it's done. I could have just released it as it was. So it's done. That's it. This is the end, I swear. Exactly. Whip gang. Moongoat says sunrise, which I think that's a very... that's a good name. That's simple. It's definitely that vibe. I'll have to think of it a little bit more. Damn, you got to be careful with the tabs open. What tabs do I have open? I got no tabs open. I show my screen anyway. What do you mean? I literally show my whole screen, and then the MacBook screen is not doubled. You see how it's the same? It's just mirroring. I guess you could see what's on the iPad, which is just the video that we were watching earlier. I'm not crazy. Bobby Lam says, save. Don't worry. We saved. All right, what do you all want to chat about? We're done. We're done working today. Next steps is I'm going to title this track. Miss Nadia is going to make some fine fire artwork, I hope. And then we're going to put it out in April. Maybe I'll release it on my birthday or around my birthday. Let me look at my calendar. We got to release the music on a Friday. Title it from your YouTube video, In My Bed Overlooking the City. I think that is I have had that idea. No name. But my only problem with that is it's kind of a long title. Let's get some tunes in the background. A little bit of background music, okay? Overlooking. Stuff, that's a good idea. There was you, but you always were. That's a little too deep. Books. I mentioned Dillatime earlier. Is that a good book? I'm faking it. Good. Yes, that's true. All right, I'm looking at my calendar, chat. That's what I'm supposed to be doing. You're all distracting me. My birthday is April 18th, and that is a Tuesday. It's also tax day. So I think we should put the track out on the 21st. What do you think? We could put it out on the 14th. All right, so the deal is... Oh, I'm so dumb. I'm so dumb. I'm trying to aim for like a Friday release, but I just realized I scheduled my next track to come out on April 3rd, which is not a Friday. March 3rd is a Friday. April 3rd is a Monday. Well, that's too late to change. But your other track is also in April. What are you saying, Amelia? I can't release 2 tracks in April? I just want to get it out. Kind of right. You're kind of right though, because you can only pitch 1 track to playlists at a time. What am I, dumb? April 3rd is a Monday. Whatever. We'll have a big celebration that week anyway. What even is Monday? That's what I'm saying. What even is a Monday? Okay, so based on the fact that I can only submit to 1 playlist at a time and I want 4 weeks lead time, I could put this track out on Cinco de Mayo. What do you think about that? Friday the 5th. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, you know what? I can put it out on the 28th, which is my mom's birthday. Yeah, I could do that. I think that's what it's going to be. The 28th. What even is Monday? Man, it is Wednesday. I didn't knew about the track listing. What do you mean, Yurk? I have to keep up. Restless Morning, good name suggestion. I just want to get it out. Overlooking. Bobby Limes might have hit it on the head. Overlooking Sunrise. Overlooking Sunrise. Is that a good one? Combine the 2 suggestions. Overlooking Sunrise. Doesn't make much sense, but it sounds good, doesn't it? I gotta eat lunch, to be honest. Juxtaposed Zed said, "We passed the hump, my guy. Thanks." What does that mean? Oh, somebody else suggested overlooking. Oh, Stuff said overlooking. Right. Overlooking sunrise. Sunrise overlooking. It doesn't make sense. I like rise. I like sun looking over rise, actually. I like sun looking over rise. Sun looking over rise? Sun over rise looking? What do you think? All right, everybody, you are coming to the end of our stream. Here's the deal, friends. I think you are all going to very much enjoy what is coming this year. It's crazy to think, but there are plans in motion for like May, June. There's some kind of, I think, big news coming that I think you all like. It's not final yet, so I'm not talking about it yet. But something for next month, potentially. Something for next month and then a period of time. Sunning look rise over. Beattober's only 8 months away. Please don't say that. I'm stressed out when you say that. Some huge stuff coming this year. Stuff you guys won't even believe, says Just McCaffrey. It's true. I did also just like, I got something cooking up with, we got things cooking up, chat, in the background that I can't wait to do. Like, I can't wait to do it. But there will be some changes, I think, coming as a result. That's all I'll leave you with, but releasing more music, that's the goal. Please, if I leave you with one thing today, it is for you to go and watch my video that I dropped. So if you could all, here's what I'll say. We're all chilling right now. The stream's about to end. I dropped a video last week. No, I dropped a video on Tuesday of this week. If you found this video helpful, you found whatever, please go run up the numbers on this video. Go give it a like, go give it a watch, share it to other people, tweet it out if you enjoy it, all those things. That I would really, really appreciate. Tuesday's video. Don't miss it. You know, we don't do the Mr. Beast stuff, so we don't play so well with the algorithm all the time. But because you all are such a dedicated, cool community, it helps keep the channel afloat. So I thank you all for that. As usual, liking and subscribing is the free way to help out. Sharing the videos and content and music with a friend is a free way to help out. If you can support in any way by becoming a member, there's $2 tier, $5 tier, $10 tier. Any of those ways super helps out the channel in a big, big way. And you get a lot of stuff in return for that, and including free samples off this video that came out this week. All right, everybody, I'll leave you with that. Thank you all so much for watching. This was a great journey. I'm very happy that we finished this beat today. I will see you all next time. That's going to be it for now. Thank you all so much for watching. This has been TAETRO. Have a good one.